What's up guys, Darkler here, aka Blackheart909, coming at you once again with a Steam Deck optimization video. So today we're going to be playing Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, and this is a game I've spent quite some time playing on my Xbox 360, and for some reason I wasn't able to complete the game back in the day. Perhaps the Steam Deck will give me a chance to do so. So for this game, there's basically two performance modes I like to play it on. I'm playing on the Steam Deck OLED. However, the Steam Deck regular LCD should be able to get close to the same performance settings, at least for our 60 FPS mode. And there's also a close to 90 FPS mode, which I will show you later. So first off, we have the resolution set to native. Now this is if you like native resolution and you like to have crispy pixels. 1280 by 800 90 hertz display. You can lock that to 60 if you like. I recommend doing it from the in-game actually wait, they don't have an in-game option, so I recommend doing it from the Steam Deck performance menu over here if you'd like to lock it to 60. But for now, we're just going to be keeping it as is. If you want to approach closer to a 90 FPS at a 16 by 10 aspect ratio, I would suggest lowering the resolution to 1152 by 720. As soon as we do this, we should get a much higher base FPS. It does result in more responsive combat, a little bit less latency, and that's always good. So depending on what you prefer, it still looks really sharp. And we'll just head to another scene soon. So as you can see, it stays pretty close to that 90 FPS target. We can also enable the Steam Deck's default FSR to help with some upscaling, just a little bit, to give us some extra clarity in the image. Now in certain cutscenes you might see the FPS drop a little bit, but that's okay because these aren't really playable sections and you're just watching a video more or less. So I actually like the settings being a little bit lower than native, since I think they don't look too bad. On that note, I will go into the advanced settings really soon, just to show you guys the changes I've made, which give us this pristine looking game, and at a very high quality and frame rate. Now this is an Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 title. It also came out on the PC, and this is the definitive edition, so textures do look better in this version than default. Right, let's skip this. And here we have another fight scene. So before we go ahead and fight those guys, I just want to look at the settings really quickly. Let's go into advanced options. And as you can see here, we have anti-aliasing on high, high-res textures are on, shadow resolution is on normal, shadow filtering is on high, SSAO is on high. We can actually bring this down to normal to give us a more consistent 90 FPS. Quality motion blur, I prefer to use high, so we have nice per object motion blur, I believe. And world density is on extreme. You can also move this down to high if you want to stay locked at a native at a 90 FPS lock. So let's check out the performance one more time. Now you can see we're very close to that 90 FPS lock. Almost no dips from there. Actually, I haven't seen a single dip since we changed settings. But what happens if we decide to play at a native 800p? So let's go back into settings, display, and try it this way. Alright, we've switched to 800p native now. We've lowered the settings a little bit. And as you can see, we're still hovering around that 90 FPS mark, which is pretty good. Let's see if we can keep this at native settings. So we have to survive this hazing section. 7 more seconds and we're free. There we go, we survived. Now drops in cutscenes are to be expected. But let's see what the next section holds for us. Okay, this is like a nice worst case scenario section. We're dropping to around 60 FPS. How about if we go back and change the resolution once again? Here we go. And as you can see, it's coming back up very close to the 90 FPS mark again. So I would recommend to play on these settings if you like 90 FPS. If you want a 60 FPS experience, you can again increase the shadow quality settings, increase the resolution, and lock it to 60 FPS like we had before. So if you're going for 60, I would say do something like this. I'll just set it up for the 60 FPS. Shadow filtering on high. There we go. And from here, let's just edit our refresh rate or frame limit. There we go, 60. Yes. As you can see, the settings are pretty high and the frame rate's a rock solid 60 FPS. GPU utilization is pretty high, but not maxed out. And we're using 18 watts of power. So we have like 2 hours of battery life, approximately 2 hours of battery life to play this game. 2.5. With a power bank, a big enough power bank, if you get 2 charges out of this, you could easily play a significant portion of this game on an airplane or something similar. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment down below with other games you'd like me to test. And thank you guys so much for watching. Dark Ruler, aka Blackheart909, signing off.